Good morning. It is Wednesday, May 21st. I'm Zach Howard, and here's your 3-minute morning market brief to start today. What are we looking at? What's on our screens? Bond yields. Look at these bond yields globally, particularly those 30 or 15, 10-year longer duration bond yields, which are much more receptive to rates rising. The value of those bonds continues to fall. But look at the divergence between the US 30-year rate and even my little Canada, arguably more of a banana republic, wider spread by almost 150 basis points plus. So the US yield blowing out, showing signs of emerging market type qualities when you're looking at Brazil's 7.7. Oh my God. UK, Germany, France, all showing higher bond yields. Global growth rising, but it's just so much fiat monetary construction over the last decade. It's only so much money to go around to refinance all this debt. None of this debt is ever going to get repaid. It just needs to constantly get rolled or refinanced. And all these countries are in a race to try to do that, keeping these yields somewhat manageable for the math just eats up the interest costs in servicing these things, these IOUs. But Japan down here, look at this 30-year, 3.11 last night. Yikes, this was like negative, like zero for years. So this is really, if they had to do mark to market and the value of these bonds sitting in pension funds, insurance companies, leverage plays in Japan, a lot of these industries are insolvent based on this fiat math. It doesn't work. China, the biggest centrally planned economy out there, at least they went and built shit out of their fake fiat money. They got railways, high-speed railways, massive infrastructure all over the country. Arguably a bubble, but at least they have real things to show for it as opposed to stocks and having everybody sit home and get Netflix subscriptions and whatever. U.S. markets have embraced the gambling mentality with all the fiat money creation. Chart here yesterday of the 0 days to expiry options at an all-time high in the U.S. 66% of option activity is now in that daily, weekly time series. This is full-on casino mentality, playing short term as it comes. Robinhood has enacted no-fee trading in options activity, driving the retail participation in this market that was historically just used for institutional and big money plays. Not anymore. The guy sitting home in his pajamas playing the market like they would play a video game or online betting. This is what they're using. Yesterday, over like one half of the 66% was that retail investor. And the biggest one on the board, the car company, the biggest meme coin out there. It has had a massive run in this risk on move where the S&P moves to 6,000. Yesterday on those 350 strike calls, 165 million shares, 185 million, 185,000 Tesla calls. Like that's massive buying, which moves the stock price higher. Market makers have to hedge that and chase the underlying stock price. The TSLL, that 2 times Tesla ETF, 261 million shares yesterday. Almost $4 billion in casino funds flowing into that ETF. What do we have? Massive valuations, but not just in the S&P and tech, which gets all the headlines of, ooh, the drooling valuations, the PE ratio 27. If you look at the historical 30-year median, where it ranks in some of these industries that are conservative industries, these are not like tech or high profile industries. Industrials in the 96th percentile, the 30-year average. Consumer staples like tobacco, Budweiser, shopping at Walmart, 88th percentile in terms of its valuations. Utility companies, which are safety trades, like because of their dividend pay. Financials, are you kidding me? Like there is a massive amount of concentration in the U.S. equity markets in all areas, not just in tech. Which brings us to the new alternative to all this madness. Bitcoin. Bitcoin around the world, people are like, turn off stocks, turn off bonds. I want to have some exposure to it. And look at the consecutive inflows into those Bitcoin ETFs. Another big day yesterday across the board with IBET getting the big flows. This is what's moving the price of Bitcoin as it goes 106, 107,000 here last night. Boom, Meta Planet is up 57% here on the week in Japan trading. Limit up every day, another 20% last night. absolute banger. And along with some other Bitcoin treasury plays, South Korea's pension fund saying they are buying MicroStrategy up to get exposure to Bitcoin. Another company I never heard of. Some of these Bitcoin treasury companies, guys, as we're paying attention to them out there, Horizon Kinetics, Murray Stahl, the CEO of that company, old school CEO, but knows new macro, new technology. He's playing the game at the highest level. Go listen to his comments yesterday on his earnings call. And number eight biggest economy in the world, if it was a country, Texas. The Texas state legislature passes its second meeting of a strategic Bitcoin reserve yesterday. Guys, things are moving quickly into space. You need to be paying attention. It's exciting times out there in Bitcoin land, and it's not going away. Have a great day. See you tomorrow.